the chest, up to the chest.
Former Strikeforce champion Luke Rockhold will meet gritty competitor Tim Boesch at UFC 172. While his wife and 3 children live in Pennsylvania, Tim chooses to spend training camps in isolation, working with legendary coach Matt Hume in Kirkland, Washington.
I've found that it's really important to surround yourself with the types of people that you aspire to be, and Matt is one of those people. He's trained numerous world champions. We've got the current world champion, Demetrius Johnson, here training right now. And I feel like if I'm ever going to be champion, I'm going to get it done training here with Matt Hume. It's really important that while working out, you work in some of those times where you're able to recover and not stress the body too much, so that when it's time to work really hard, you're able to push hard and you're uninjured. We just did 5-minute rounds in the pool. With a 1-minute break in between, so we're simulating a typical fight. We also do quite a bit of underwater work. The pool is a really great workout, and it definitely benefits my entire fight game. I do a lot of my own cooking. You go to the restaurant, you don't know how much butter or salt the cook is throwing in there. This way I have control over everything. Light sesame oil, very healthy oil to use. Typically I use a lot of meats that I've hunted myself. My favorite thing to hunt is elk. It's very lean, and that's what I use in my training diet. I know that the meat has been taken care of from when the animal is harvested till when I eat it. Elk are very large animals, so typically I get a full year of meat out of one elk. And that is lunch. So it's very important that I am successful in my hunt each year so I don't go hungry during training camp.
Fighting out of Sunbury, Pennsylvania, Tim the Barbarian Boesch!
Tim Boesch is a veteran of the sport, a very gritty wrestler, someone that can grind through fights.
He's like a mountain man. If you crash your plane in the middle of the woods, you want Tim Boesch to help you out of the wilderness. He's that guy. He can probably chop down trees with his hands.
Tim Boesch. And Yushin Okami. And here we go.
He just is never going to be left behind in terms of working, and he fights and scratches and claws for everything.
That straight jab is just outstanding.
Yeah, good start for Thunder.
He's completely dominating the stand-up.
Okami was dominating the fight, seemingly on the way to a very big victory.
Knowing that I was losing the fight going into the 3rd round, I knew my hands are heavy enough that if I can put one on his chin, he's going to go out.
Once you catch him, you can finish him. Okay? You just got to be super aggressive this round.
Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? You ready to fight? Bring it on him.
He's trying. He's going for it here. He might have Okami hurt. Oh, he clipped him. He got him hurt.
Is Tim
Boesch with the comeback.
Uppercuts. Uppercut again. Boesch trying to finish him.
What a comeback!
And it is over.
That was the greatest comeback I have ever seen in the history of the UFC.
Shadow box. Go.
Matt is a very direct coach, whether it's in the practice room or in between rounds in a fight. He's not a sideline coach.
I slide and control the angles right there. All I have to do is put him in really bad posture just for a second, and now I can follow up. Tim's a real pleasure to work with because he picks things up so naturally. The only downside is that he's only here right before his fights. But when he's here, he really picks things up. There you go, good.
We really look at what we expect from Luke, and we know he's a tall guy. He's gonna have a reach advantage.
Here, little step and turning him. Coming on, your right hand's right there, that's elbow time. Right?
So that's one thing that I'm gonna have to nullify, and I'm gonna do that by taking the clinch on him. The dirty boxing side of things is something that I really enjoy. There's gonna be a clinch in every fight, and I feel like I'm gonna win those positions every time. Luke's a very tough fighter, former world champion. Really look forward to knocking him out.
He hasn't fought anybody like me, and he's going to realize that once we step in the cage. And this fight could potentially be worse for Boach than it was for Philippou, and that's how I always plan it in my head. I prepare for a war, but I plan on just destroying whoever's in front of me.
Rockhold and Boach will meet in what has the makings of a slugfest.
Pick your shots.
Anthony Johnson and Phil Davis will vie for positioning at the top of a crowded light heavyweight division. And John Jones will attempt to defend his belt for the 7th time.
Let's go!
Against knockout artist Glover Teixeira. All this and more at UFC 172.